Hello everyone, my name is Dmitriy Aristov. I'm an estate planning attorney in Los Angeles, California. Today I wanted to share a story or a phrase, if you will, from a client of mine who said something that really perked me up, and I wanted to share it with you. When we were discussing his estate planning package and setting up a living trust for him, he said, "All my rich friends have one. All my rich friends have one." So what does that mean? Does that mean wealthy people have access or knowledge to something that you feel like you might not otherwise have? Well, no. All it means is that at some point they were tipped off and told or advised by their attorneys or friends that a living trust may protect them from losing generational wealth. So when focusing on wealth preservation, an estate planning package really helps you with that. And let me explain how. So a living trust and an estate planning package is a tool for wealth preservation in order to keep the wealth between generations as it passes down from grandfathers and grandmothers to their children and to their children and children's children. So how it helps is that when somebody passes away with a will or without a will, their property and their estate might be subject to probate. And the probate is a court proceeding to prove who is the next heir. Well, during this probate proceeding, you have to disclose all assets and all debts of the person that passed away. And what happens is that when you disclose all those assets and debts, those debts must be paid out of estate proceeds if there's any, right? And so when you only have real estate, for example, and a huge credit card debt, huge medical debt, that real estate and that probate proceeding may force a sale of that real estate in order to pay down those debts. So what happens is that people feel like a sale of their property to pay down these debts is not a bad thing. But the problem is that when you sell a property, it doesn't pass on to your children or your children's children, and you lose that property. And you know that property values go up all the time, and you know that property is important to control and to hold in order to keep that generational wealth. So whenever there is a court proceeding or a challenge or something of that sort that triggers either a tax reassessment or a division of the property between the heirs, if they can't figure out how to keep that property in the family, they will lose it through that sale. And even if you keep the proceeds, it does not mean that that's more beneficial for your family. So wealthy families are not smarter in this regard. They're just aware of the fact that keeping the property in the family and taking any step possible to keep that property instead of selling it keeps that generational wealth within the family, right? So the idea with a living trust is to avoid the court proceeding and to give specific instructions on how this property is to be passed on. So either it can be divided up between the heirs and sold, which is okay if that is your wish, or you can create a condition where one of the heirs gets to move into the property and continue paying the mortgage, or you can create a right of first refusal for any of the heirs in order to determine in order to determine who should move into this property and buy it out from the other beneficiaries. But overall, what it does is that it avoids any confusion, and it gives the flexibility to the trustee and to the heirs to determine how to pay down the debts of the property without having to sell the property itself. So a living trust and estate planning package is really important. So that phrase, "all my rich friends have one," it really strikes home because the idea is to preserve the wealth within the family and not let it go to waste if there are no instructions left in place for what to do with the real estate, the bank accounts, and how to pay down these debts. So anyways, just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was a really interesting phrase. And I will keep making videos like this and bring you some more value so you can be better informed about what these tools are and how they could benefit you. Feel free to call me or contact me, and my information is going to be on this video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.